Yo, what's going on, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Today we are going to be summoning for Eula. Now, if you're not aware, last time we summoned was for Yanfei, and before we summoned for Rosaria. So currently we are 56 summons in, so there is a chance that we might get Eula pretty quickly. If we can win one simple 50-50, then we might get it in a few summons here. Now, her weapon seems pretty cool, but again, I don't really recommend ever going on weapon banners because they're kind of a scam since you can't ensure that you'll get the weapon that you want. And you can see that we have a whole lot of primo gems, so we should be able to guarantee Eula today. Some of her constellations seem really cool, but I just don't think that I can afford to go for more than one of her. Now, I do think we are going to do 10 pulls today, so there is in theory a small chance that we get 2 from the same 10 pull, which would be pretty cool. But again, we are 56 summons in, so we could get her very soon here. Let's go ahead and get started with the first 10 pull. Now we got one of the fates already, and then it'll convert the rest of our primo gems. And we're not starting off with a 5-star, unfortunately. That would have been a pretty cool, but not today. As far as building Eula goes, I don't know if I'm going to be able to build her anytime soon. I think the sword that I want to use for her is that Dragon Spine Claymore, because it's got physical damage and it works well with cryo characters because the effect is an icicle. The icicle I don't think does cryo damage. I actually don't know what kind of damage it does. I don't remember. We might have to take a look at it. But the fact that they're always going to have cryo on them means that the icicle is going to do a bunch of bonus damage. So we got Favonius Codex, huh? Not really anything that I care about. But let's continue. We also got the other characters on the banner. Jingshu is really cool. Not a character that I've used. Okay, we already got a 5-star. Scrap that. What do we got going on here? It could be Eula again. It's a 50-50 because we haven't gotten any 5-stars recently. Last 5-star we got was Hu Tao, probably. Oh, it could be any one here could be it, and we could already be done. Oh, there's a Beto. Beto is actually pretty good. I was gonna talk about 4-stars, so maybe now we could talk about 4-stars at Beto. As far as the 4-stars go, I think Jingqiu and Beto are both really good. Jingqiu I already have at Constellation 6 because he's been on a lot of banners. And Beto I have at Constellation 4, I believe. So this should bring her to Constellation 5. I would like a Constellation 6 Beto. Seems pretty good, but again, I don't really use them. I should probably do that at some point. And then there's Jin Yan, who is a fine character. I just don't use her, and I only have Constellation 1 of her. I don't have any intentions of using her, but Jingqiu and Beto, I would very much like to use both of them. But let's click on... It's not it yet. What are we, 2 or 3 away from the last one? It could be anywhere. Mona? Alright, well... So we don't win the 50-50, but I don't have Mona. If you don't know, the only standard banner character or 5-star that I have is Diluc. And I have gotten 3 Dilucs. So he's the only standard banner character I've been able to get prior to this. So Mona's pretty sweet. She enables specific comps that try and one-shot things. So she's really good when you're using Sucrose, Bennett, and her all in conjunction. They work really well to make you one-shot stuff because Sucrose gives people a whole bunch of elemental mastery, Bennett gives you a whole bunch of attack, and Mona, I believe, makes the enemy take increased damage. So you just pile all that stuff on and then hit them with a Vaporize, or does Electrocharge scale off of the character's attack? I think it does, but Electrocharge is not nearly as strong as a Vaporize. I guess Vaporize is probably what you're looking for, unless you're going for... What else could you go for? I don't know where you have to throw Mona's skill into the combo for it to work. I don't know if it has to be the last one or not. So I guess I'm not that familiar with how Mona works. But she's pretty cool. I know a lot of people like her. So now we are guaranteed our next 5-star is going to be Eula. But let's go ahead and look at our history. I have always been curious. History doesn't update yet, huh? Ah, we won't be able to figure it out then. Dang. So I don't know if Mona, I mean, we did get Mona as the last thing that we pulled out there, right? But I don't know where she counts in that 10 pull. I would guess she counts wherever, like, we saw her, and we saw her at the end. So that would mean that it took us 76 summons to get that pity. Or it's not really pity because we got it in 76. It's only pity if you go all the way to 90. But let's continue, huh? Before I just like talk myself into a corner and have no idea what I'm saying anymore. Mona's pretty cool. I don't know how much I will use her or how soon I will be able to use her, because I was obviously not expecting to get Mona, so I don't have any gear ready for her. In fact, that dungeon, because I don't have any electro characters really, and I don't have any water characters. Well, actually, no, water. I wonder if Mona can use that Heart of the Depth set. She might be able to make use of that, because I have quite a bit of that because I've been farming the Blizzard Strayer. But we'll have to take a look and see what gear I actually have. Now, the other thing, why Barbara? I don't want you. Granted, I think I only have like a C1 Barbara, so it's fine, I guess. But like, I rather would have had my 6th or 7th Beto there. But what I was saying as far as Eula's build goes, so we're 10 wishes now. As far as Eula's build goes, I have been farming that new artifact dungeon or domain since it came out, essentially, almost every day. Like, obviously I fight world bosses and stuff, so not every single day. But so far, I don't think I have very good artifacts out of it yet. Now we could take a look and like actually appraise what we have, but I don't think I have good enough stuff to actually warrant like leveling her up and making her effective at the moment. Because previously, obviously, I didn't have any physical damage stuff, and we just kind of glossed over Jin Yan there, but she exists. That's probably consolation too. But yeah, I don't have good Pale Flame artifacts yet, I don't think. Usually when I get a new character that I wanted, like I've been farming for 3 weeks. You'd think that I could get some good artifacts around here, but they're all trash. None of them are any good. Like, I look at them and I'm like, this is what you want me to use? Like, can we get... We'll get like an attack main stat timepiece, and I'm like, all right, now you're talking, and it's got like the flat defense, flat HP, and like crit damage. I'm like, all right, that's not enough. And then like right next to it, I'll get another timepiece, and it's got attack percent, crit damage, and crit rate, but it's like in HP percent main stat, and I'm like, oh. So here's another Jin Yan. Looks like C3 Jin Yan. Can we get another Beto, please? Also, how many are we in? I stopped paying attention. Are we at 30 now? So far, I don't think I've ever gotten a 5-star before 50 summons, but even before 60 summons actually. And I think it was Venti that got really close. So like this game has been really like strangling me out of resources. Every time I try and summon, it's like, you're gonna go the distance. Granted, we usually get to about like 75. Last time we got Mona at 76. So it's not like we're going all the way to 90, but still like 75 summons every single time. There's a Beto. Okay, that should be C6 Beto, so I am content with that. I'm also pretty content with getting Mona, not gonna lie. I like to add new characters to my box, even if it's just for collection purposes. Now, if we could get any of those other 5-stars that I don't have either, like Jean, Kaching, Chi-Chi, even though Chi-Chi's like not that great, but oh, we got Jingqiu as well. Not that that's useful, although it does give us 5 Masterless Star Glitter, if I understand correctly. And it does. So what are we at? 40? I believe we are at 40. We're stacking up quite a bit of Star Glitter. Now, there is one more thing. I made a video a few days ago, maybe like a week ago now. That was like, it was about getting the Bennett that's in the shop. And since I like to be as Rain Slasher, huh? I have one of those. I guess we got R1 Rain Slasher now. But I like to be as patient as possible with things like that. And I knew that I was going to summon for Eula, and I knew that potentially we could be doing a lot of summons. So first I waited to see, is Bennett on Eula's banner? Obviously, he is not on Eula's banner. So the likelihood that I get a constellation for Bennett from this banner is very low, but it is still existent. So I have not picked up the Bennett from the shop. But since I will probably not be summoning again until after Bennett is gone from the shop, I pretty much will have to buy him, assuming I don't pull him today before we pull Eula. Man, I was really hoping that we could save some Primo Gems. But here we are. Like, we've spent so many already. There's another Jingchu, and we still aren't getting a 5-star here. What are we at, 50? It's just a shame. Well, maybe it's not a shame. I don't know. It's kind of like what you would expect, right? That's the nature of the game. You're not really supposed to be lucky, but there's always like the hope that you're lucky. But that's why I came into this with more than enough Primo Gems to make sure that we would get Eula for positive. And I've been saving a long time. We haven't summoned, except for like, obviously we summoned on Rosaria and we summoned on Yanfei, but we didn't get any 5-stars there. The goal was only to get the 4 stars. But other than that, I've been saving since we summoned for Hu Tao. Where do we go? Oh, okay. No luck today, huh? I really should have paid a little bit better attention because now I'm not sure if we're at 60 or 70. We got an Eye of Perception as well. I don't know how I feel about Eye of Perception. Another Beto, huh? That should be 5 Masterless Star Glitter because I'm pretty sure we're at C6 Beto. What was I saying? I actually just completely forgot what I was talking about before Beto appeared. Oh, Eye of Perception. What? I only had C3 Beta? Okay, good thing that I got that one then. But I have Perception. I don't know how I feel about it. Because it's kind of... Oh, here's Eula. Quickly. Okay. Before we click through here, because we know Eula's in here, let's finish our piece on Eye of Perception. Eye of Perception is kind of weird because it's like an attack main stat. And you probably get more out of going for like Solar Pearl for the crit main stat. Or substat, whatever. But I feel like Eye of Perception is pretty good at adding basic damage to whatever caster you're using it on. It's obviously probably not as good as some of the 5-star things out there. But as far as 4-star things, just it's kind of like a just all around gives you more damage 4-star catalyst. Granted, there's some of the catalysts that are more like specified, like Mappa Mare is pretty good on Sucrose because it will give her more elemental mastery. But as far as just like a basic all-around good one, Eye of Perception I think fits into that. Which I think interchangeably you can probably use Solar Pearl or Eye of Perception depending on how much crit you need and if you have Solar Pearl. But let's go ahead, click through this, and get our Eula. There is always the possibility that we have received 2 5-stars on this pull. So there's Eula. She's so pretty. Oh, what? Well, you could get Rosaria here? I didn't even know you could get Rosaria here. Didn't I want C2 Rosaria? I think we were shooting for C2 Rosaria. This should be C2 Rosaria. I thought for a second this was another 5-star, and I was gonna like flip out, but it was just a Rosaria. There's still a chance. I've never gotten 2 5-stars before, and it would be really exciting, but I don't think it's happening today. Oh, it just wasn't gonna happen, huh? All right, well, let us go take a look at everything we got. Obviously, we started with 21,000, almost 22,000 Primo Gems, and wow, how many are we down to now? We're down to 6,000. So that means we spent 16,000. You know, that's not that bad. It's to get 90 summons is 14,400. So we did just barely over 90 summons, like maybe 100 summons or something. And we got Mona and a Eula. It's pretty good as far as it goes. Let's look at all our constellations that we got. I had way more Barbara constellations than I thought. Well, as far as things go, C6 is probably the best Barbara constellation. So if I was going to get a Barbara constellation, at least it's that one. Beto, we do have 3, so I think we're taking Beto all the way to the end. We get some cool stuff. What does this do? Taking damage increases normal attack, or they gain electro damage. Interesting. I think C6 is the cool one though. This one just increases like level. What does C6 do? During the duration of Stormbreaker, the electro resistance of surrounding opponents is decreased by 15%. Really good if you're using another electro character, or just really good to make it deal more damage. So that one's pretty sweet. Now, Jingchu we obviously already had at C6. Rosaria, kind of a surprise here. We got C2 Rosaria, which this one's good because it increases the duration of her elemental burst by 4 seconds, which is big. What is the normal duration of her elemental burst? It's only like 8 seconds. Yeah, so you're getting a 50% bonus on that, which is a lot. If I ever want to use Rosaria, I feel like C1 is the make her into a main DPS, and C2 is the make her into a even better support than she already is. Jin Yan, it looks like we got 2. This one's good because it means that casting your elemental burst now generates a shield. Always. I think the skill was the one that generated the shield before, and now it makes it so the elemental burst generates the maximum shield as well, and the maximum shield like cleanses you of debuffs or something. So it's actually quite powerful. And then we also get that skill level up for her elemental skill. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the 5 stars we got. Now we got Mona. We don't want to really look at her constellations because I don't plan on getting any constellations. How do her abilities actually work? Obviously we got like the auto attack stuff. I don't even know what her skill is. Creates an illusory phantom of fate from coalesced water sprouts. Of course, that's what I'm always saying in my free time. The phantom has following special properties. Continuously taunts nearby opponents, attracting their fire. Continuously deals hydro damage to nearby opponents. When its duration expires, the phantom explodes, dealing AoE hydro damage. So it's like Baron Bunny or the Lotus that Ganyu puts down? Really? Although it does deal a dot, which is kind of cooler than those. How is it not just... Can it not take damage? It doesn't appear to have a health bar. Whereas Baron Bunny and Ganyu's Lotus both have a health bar. Huh. Wouldn't that just make it better? I don't understand. Whatever. Utilizes water currents to move backwards swiftly before conjuring a phantom. Only one phantom created by mirror reflection of doom can exist. So if you hold it, you move backwards and make the phantom. Wait, is there no press? I don't understand. Does this ability do anything if you press it? Do you have to hold it? It doesn't really make any sense to me. How does this work? Mona cloaks herself with the water's flow, consuming stamina to move rapidly. When under the effect of illusory torrent, Mona can move at high speed on water. Applies the wet status. Wait, what? Oh, she has an extra skill. I was like, that's not an elemental burst. That's just explaining how her sprint works. Mona summons the sparkling waves and creates a reflection of the starry sky, applying the illusory bubble status Can you level up the sprint? No, okay. Hold on, sorry. A large AoE traps opponents inside a pocket of destiny and also makes them wet. Renders weaker opponents immobile. When an opponent affected by illusory bubble sustains damage, it has the following effects. Applies an omen to the opponent, which gives a damage bonus. Also increases the damage of the attack that caused it. Wait, what? Why would it increase its own damage? Kind of weird. Removes the illusory bubble, dealing hydro damage in the process. Wait, what? Well, I didn't understand that at all. When an opponent affected by illusory... Oh, okay. So that does confirm that you can't hit someone who's been hit by Mona's thing with anything else. Otherwise, it breaks the bubble, it appears. Okay, well, we understand Mona a little bit more, but now for the main show, Eula here. We already talked about all of her stuff. Like I said, I don't really think I have very good artifacts for her, so we probably won't be able to do that right now, but we can look at her weapon, the weapon that I was talking about that I think I will use on her. We did get a second Rain Slasher, but I think I'm going to use this Snow Tomb Star Silver, and I think you can actually craft this one. If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to look at the blacksmith again. But what this one does is hitting an opponent with normal and charge attacks is 60% chance of dropping an Everfrost Icicle. It just says it deals AoE damage equal to 80% of attack. So I guess physical damage? I don't know. Probably physical damage because the sword also gives physical damage. But opponents affected by cryo take 200% of attack. Instead, it can only occur once every 10 seconds. Obviously, Eula likes to spam her skills, so people are probably going to be affected by cryo a lot unless you're removing it with some other elemental reaction. So you're probably likely going to get this 200% damage. Plus, this sword looks pretty good, right? Like the sword on the banner for her looks pretty good as well. But I think this one's like almost comparable, and it matches her color scheme really well. Almost better than the other sword. I think the other sword has too much gold on it to match her as well as this does. Like, she only has a little bit of gold in her outfit, while I feel like the banner sword has a lot of gold on it. Like, the entire hilt and stuff is gold, and the guard is gold. But this sword, I feel like, matches her pretty well. And I mean, this one seems like it's also built for her. Like, both of them seem like they're built for her, but this one seems pretty sweet. Either way, I think that is going to do it. We're going to go ahead and equip this. Is that actually going to do it? No, I figured out one more thing that we have to do real quick. That's not it. How do I get to the menu? We need to go buy our Bennett. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing any more summons for the rest of this 2-week period or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and purchase our Bennett. This is, I guess, my second Bennett announcement. Get Bennett. He's good. Especially if you don't have Bennett at all, then he's a boon for you. Or if you don't have C1 Bennett yet, like I don't, then it just makes him way more effective. It removes the HP restriction, so he can heal people up to full, plus you're always getting the attack buff, which otherwise people who are healing up to the 70% don't get the attack buff until they're at 70%. And it also makes the attack buff even better. So Bennett, everybody, make sure you get him too, but don't forget about Eula, because she looks pretty sweet, and I plan on getting to work building her if I ever actually get any artifacts to drop that are useful. But either way, hopefully you enjoyed this one. I got so excited that we were gonna get her in the second 10 pull, but we got Mona, which is cool too. I think she's a great character. I just don't know that I'll be able to use her anytime soon, but that's how it is sometimes. I wasn't ready to get a Mona, but we did get her in, I think, 70 summons after that. Because I think we used about 100, and in the first 20 we got one, so it must have been 80 summons. We got her within 80 summons at some point after the first 20. So somewhere within 100 summons we got 2 5-stars, which is pretty sweet. But either way, that's gonna do it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.